Hello and welcome back to AOR Season 16, Round 10, and it takes us to my home race GB in the intermediate conditions, which are, of course, my favourite in recent games. And yeah, right at the end of the session now, we're going to be trying to set a lap, because the track actually has been drying out, contrary to what the weather actually said. So you can see I'm really scrounging the fuel this lap. I barely have enough fuel to actually make it to the end of this lap, because I was really preparing for the track to get wetter, so I tried to set my lap early on, and then, it was too late to come back into the pits and then go out on an inters run right at the end, so I just had to sort of prolong this stint. So you can see it's not the best lap. I mean, we still are up on our delta, just showing how much the track sort of dried out, but right now P15, not the best, so just trying to see if we can improve on that, try to get inside the top 10, because of course it will be a dry race, unfortunately, so every position counts in this wet qualifying. Of course, I'm meant to be good in the wet, but this game again isn't really my forte, so it probably will negate the amazing pace I had in the wet last season. But yeah, you can see now we're slightly up on our delta. We're just trying to follow Saddam Hussein right now. But yeah, we're literally trying to scrounge the fuel. You can see what lean makes through the corners, because we really hardly have enough fuel to go to the end. And of course we are trying to use Rich and Max on the straights, but we still are going to be losing quite a lot of time because we're saving fuel still. As you can see, Saddam Hussein is actually going to let us past there. So yeah, we got quite a nice slipstream off him, but still we are going to be losing a lot of time on the straights, unfortunately, because we just got the strategy wrong. But still, this is a much better lap. It has been a bit untidy, but on dry conditions we should be able to elevate ourselves a few positions as we cross the line with a few seconds to spare. That's actually us up into P12. I mean, we would have been able to do another lap as we let Saddam Hussein pass, but of course we just didn't have any fuel left. But as we actually have a look at the results, we actually aren't in the top 12. Unfortunately, we get demoted a few positions. Schwald, a brilliant pole position. I think that's one of his first of the season. Leading Skirda in second, Gierzos in third, Edge all the way down in P5. So an unusually poor qualifying from by Edge's standards, but I'm sure he'll bounce back in the race. And you can see us P15, just behind P releasing cans, and my teammate also struggling around this track. So yeah, we haven't been too good, Red Bull, recently, considering we were literally the best team for the first few races. So yeah, a bit disappointing, but just think we can bounce back in the race. Really, it's a simple one stop, softs to the mediums. I mean, the hards are pretty useless, to be honest. You can almost treat this race like a F1 2017 race, in the essence that you can literally take the hardest tyres, literally the whole race. We can see lights out and away we go. We're going to get another really bad start. You can see Aurea jumped a few of us, but I think he actually got a jump start. Coyote gets a really bad start. We're going to have to try to hold it around the outside of him, leaving him a lot of space on the inside. We're going to run rallies as we still have the red arrow. I mean, it's slightly obscured by the HUD, but we still know it's there. And you can see JCP actually is going to get us. So there's yellow flags there. You can see Karnak round our teammate, and yeah, just trying to take an opportunity of that as we lose another position. Of course, just trying to avoid the action. But you can see everyone's getting better traction than me, which is a bit frustrating. Everyone's trying to get me around, follow through, and this is the thing with this league. I mean, everyone's so bunched together and so competitive. As soon as one person passes you, they all try to pass you, and yeah, we go wide, which does not help. So after quite a good start, getting from like 15th to 12th, we're now back down to 16th, and we got Gimp all over the back of us as well. He's quite a fast driver, but I think he has got damage from the incident. So you can see Saddam Hussein's off, so both Haas drivers, unfortunately, having a really dreadful start. As you can see, Gimp is well into the pits, and so is one of the McLarens. But yeah, we can see now as we soldier on, we're behind this battling trio, and we got our teammate well behind us. So I mean, this I normally don't have the pace of these guys, but they were battling quite hard, so I was able to keep up with them. We're not going to use DRS though, because we don't really want to overtake Heiko into the first corner. It's not really a place you want to be overtaking. But yeah, just trying to sort of eye up a move on these guys. You can see he's braked quite early. I mean, this is the thing with Heiko. I've actually lost my wing a few times on him, and we add to that tally. We actually get a bit more damage on him. Again, I should be more cautious around this guy, because he's a brilliant racer, but he just has a tendency to brake much earlier than me. Because I think I run quite high brake pressure, so that was me out of the battle for the time being. As you can see, they're still scrap. So even with damage, we are keeping with them slowly, but yeah, damage really does affect you this game. So I was really annoyed about that, because it's the third or fourth time I've damaged my wing at the back of Heiko. But you can see we actually get an amazing move around the outside there. You sort of catch him napping as he brakes early. So that's us up into P15. We get our first penalty of the race on lap 6. Isn't the best. And you can see Heiko, Kansas all over the back of us now. We're going to go wide, and that's going to allow him up the inside. You can see the arrow And you can see, I think there's also Karnak behind us. So we're going to have to go defensive into this corner. Kansas is going to try to outbreak us on the medium. He actually does. We're actually pinched on the corner. Karnak's also going to try to get us, but we're not going to lose 2 positions in one corner. I know he's my teammate, but I was literally pretty sure I was not going to lose 2 positions on that corner, because it's not a place you normally overtake. And yeah, Karnak wisely backing out of a move on the first corner, but you can see he's going to try to get us around the outside now. He's going to throw it up the inside, so yeah, you see, he's actually going to force us quite wide, but fair racing. We're actually going to dive it back up his inside quite aggressively now, really. I probably tagged him a bit, so it probably wasn't the best move by me, but again, I just really didn't want to lose 2 positions in a row. And in hindsight, I probably should have let my teammate through at this point, because he was slightly faster. Because he's going to try to go for a move again, and it doesn't matter because he's just going to completely shove us off. So yeah, we sort of shoved him off a bit, but that was I was really annoyed about that, to be honest. But I mean, I couldn't really blame him, because I did sort of shove him off before. But you see, he's then gone and made a mistake, which so yeah, we're all over the back of him now. So he wasn't really pulling away too quickly, and when he did, he was just stuck behind cans or just making some minor mistakes. So we're right back on the back of him now. I wasn't really thinking of going for a move, but of course he is big. Oh, I'm in this DRS, so I mean, so I'm close enough to make a move. But you can see we got Gears behind us as well, who's actually already pit. But you see Cans all over the place with his ghost car. And we're actually going to get damage more on Kans's car, so more damage. But we're going to get the car back on Karnak, who actually sort of had a bad run out the back of Karnak. So we've sort of committed to the roof, up to the inside. You see we're side by side. You got Gears right behind us, so we couldn't brake. And yeah, that was sort of inevitable, really. I mean, yeah, this race has just gone from bad to worse, really. I mean, so the way I see it, Karnak took me to the stewards about it. The stewards decided there was no further action. But yeah, the way I saw it, I went for a cutback because he was stuck behind Cans. And I sort of, once I was up his inside there, I mean, I couldn't back out. You saw the arrow was right behind me there for Gears off. So if I braked, I would have literally broken his front wing. And if anything, he would have shoved me into that corner, so I would have still taken out Karnak. But it just would have been all 3 of us taken out. But so I thought we could make it work side by side at Cops. I mean, he told me after it wasn't a place you normally overtake. I definitely agree it isn't. But when I'm there, fully alongside, just because it's a place you don't normally overtake, you still have to leave the room. And I just, having looked at the footage a few more times, I don't really think he left the room. I mean, yes, I strayed over a bit, and I shouldn't have been there. So I admit, it is some part my fault, but still, I wouldn't accept a penalty for that. Considering I think I'm more than entitled to be up his inside. Even if he is my teammate. But you can see we're going to come out P last now, just behind Aurea on the hards. We're going to try to get him quite quickly though, because he is on the hards. But you can see just moving under braking a bit. I mean, he was on the inside line and he sort of drifts back to the racing line, so that was a bit frustrating. You see, he's actually got some of the leaders not too far behind us. So I don't think Reborn had actually pitted yet, but you can see now. Yeah, I managed to overtake Aurea as he gets a little lag spike. We're actually going purple, but that's probably the only time we're going to see the purple sign. But yeah, this race is, yeah, you can see 17th out of 18th now. Jaeger's only about 8 seconds up the road, so it wasn't actually too much. Because of course he also had a bad start. But yeah, he was the McLaren at the beginning who sort of had the bad start. But yeah, I mean, at this point, my race is pretty much ruined with front wing damage. You can see Aurea's going to try to get me back still on the hard charge. He's going to go around the outside and he's going to cut right in front of us, and we get more front wing damage. So yeah, just to really top up a dreadful race. We're going to try to get him back around the outside, but there's not much room once again. He doesn't really leave too much room on the outside. And yeah, that's him retaining the position with good solid defense. And yeah, really with the front wing damage now, I was just falling back. And it was really a shame to see off 2.5 years on the controller with a race like this. I mean, even so, GB is definitely one of the more real tracks. I mean, just take Maggots and Beckett's for example. Yeah, I'm still really good on it on the controller, and it's a track I really like recently in recent games. So yeah, I really wanted a good result from here, but once again, I mean, luck hasn't really been on our side this race. So yeah, I mean, 2 seasons ago in AOR as well. I don't think I've ever really had a really good race around here. So yeah. And you can just see as the laps go by, we're well away from points now, and I was literally getting penalties everywhere. I literally wasn't caring anymore. I knew I was already well out the points, even if like safety cars had happened. It was literally pointless at this point. So I was literally just daydreaming, as I so often do in league races, and that's when the penalties just come rushing in. But like, I probably could have done this race on 6 seconds of penalties if I focused the whole thing. But I literally at this point couldn't care less. I've got wing damage after damaging my wheel on 3 separate occasions. I've been in a fight with my teammate on 3 separate occasions in which I nearly got a penalty over, and yeah, it's just been a really horrible race to end, well, the first half of the season, unfortunately. And yeah, it's a shame because, well, hopefully I can restore the respect of my teammate again, because we were having some good battles until now. So hopefully it's just a one-off incident. But yeah, I mean, yeah, to be honest, I think, yeah, I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, in THL, I'm competing at the front and I just get bad luck, and in here I just have no pace at all. And it's like I have to work my absolute heart off like an ostrich just to get points. And I mean, I know that's the nature of Assist League 1, but it's just a shame. Ever since I've left the sort of comfort of Assist League 2 there, just nearly winning the championship, it's just been downhill from there really for me. I mean, I just haven't had the motivation to practice on this game, and as a result we're going to finish P last, as the guy behind us ended up just quitting the race. I don't blame him, to be honest. It's very boring driving at the back. But yeah, as I normally do, I just drove till the end. I never give up really. But you can see Reborn Destroyer gets his first win because Edge gets 9 seconds of penalty. So Edge, after starting 5th, I think Reborn started, I think, 7th by the looks of things. Yeah, so really good race from Reborn really to get the win. Edge as well gets P2 from 5th. So good results from them. And you can see me, Jaeger, Karnak out the points. So is Skierder actually. He's just inside the points. So very it just shows the level of competitiveness in the field. Gearsos as well, just outside the points. So I probably wouldn't have scored points anyway, but it's just a really horrible race to see off my final race on the, well, what could be my final race on the pad, depending on how well the wheel's going. As we look at the driver standings now, you can see Edge well in front now, even with that second place. Kureka P2 extends his gap over Heiko, or sort of maintains his gap, because of course Heiko didn't have the best result last time out. Shroud P4, JCP P5, Skierder P6, and you can see we've fallen once again to P13. In the constructor standings, you can see Renault out in front now, ahead of Ferrari. Toro Rosso closing in on Ferrari actually. They're P3. Force India P4. And we've slipped to P6, and we might even come under attack from Mercedes soon. So yeah, that's going to be it. See you after the break, where I should be on the wheel. Bye.